All right, guys. Welcome to the stream, guys. Let's get this thing rolling. How's everybody doing? Let's check our SPY. Make sure the stream is doing okay. Audio seems to be fine. Yeah, everything seems to be fine. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to be clearing out some of the previous watch lists. Just clean them up a little bit. Let's go on. FSLR. Whew, FSLR goes from 170 all the way to 214s. I kind of expect a bit of a pullback on this one, to be honest. So looking for shorts on this one might not be a bad idea. The issue is yesterday it actually tried to pull back, but it reclaimed. That's the only issue. So 210 break would be a good idea to maybe look for shorts on this one, right there. In fact, maybe even 211 break. But this zone, this big zone here, needs to break though for us to even consider shorting this. That needs to break, so I'll keep that. My camera not on. Camera's not on. Oh, okay, it's back. What's up? How you doing? All good? All right. Let's see. Camera looking good as always. I look good. RIV and Rivian was it? Rivian had a dead cat bounce, and it just, yeah, it's still weak. Still very weak. It's, not much of a range on it as well. ARDX. ARDX was also one of the earnings plays. Beautiful gap up over the quite a bit of a strong resistance on daily. Gaps up strong. Where was the oh, right over here. Okay, so this day was the gap up because of the earnings, and it held nice and strongly, and just never looked back. Just similar to AZUL that we've been looking at. What's up, Diggs? What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Welcome. Is that Zell? How's it going? Anyways, if you're not, welcome. Anyway, so we were looking at the AZUL for earnings plays, and first day, second day, both turned out to be really, really good. Similar to that, ARDX looks pretty similar, but AZUL was very, very strong compared to this one. But nevertheless, this actually provides some decent opportunities. Not very clean, not as clean as the other one, but yeah, it actually on the first day closed up really nice and strong. To be honest, right now, do I want to trade this? The volume has died down, as you can see, right? On the day that it actually had the earnings gap, it basically had about 53 million volume. And then suddenly, second day drops to 15 million, and then now we're trading at about 6 million. So that's just, yeah, that's not going to work for me. I'm going to remove that. Let's have a look at our snap. No, thank you. CRM is the one also I was watching for a while. Okay. CRM gaps up because of earnings. See, this is the issue, you know, if you have a really huge gap because of earnings, you do tend to get these kind of pullbacks because it's massive. It's already been priced in, and all you see is price profit taking. So we had on this one huge gap up because of earnings, which is a good catalyst. Really, really good breakout of a nice little flag pattern here. Beautiful breakout of this range here, and ends up breaking up to 193s. That day I did mention this, like, guys, this is too much of a gap. I expect it to be a big pullback coming in. I was kind of eyeing for 185s, which it basically came down the first day. I think 185, yeah. And now it's coming back to 180s. It's a huge gap to fill. I think it might not fill it because it's already done its pullback. Now we might start to see curling back up action. If it starts to break 185s, this could produce some decent opportunity, which is already trading above, right? No, it's not. It's not trading above. So we are looking for a level on 185 break. If that starts to break, this could. Now it doesn't happen. It doesn't have to happen today, but if it does happen, we want to make sure that it's not overextended, right? But if, let's say, for example, today we get a price action ends up close to this area here. Tomorrow will be a better choice because it's already at that level and it's about to break it. I would really not like it to be breaking it from the bottom here. If it's trading at 181 80s and it creeps back up all the way to 185s, that's a huge move. I don't like to trade like that. I would really like it to be starting from where I'm actually looking at point of interest, which in this case is 185. So right now, to be honest, if it does go to 185, I probably will be looking to short it. I'm not going to lie. But if it happens tomorrow in different circumstances, I'll look for longs. So CRM, there could be some opportunities, nice opportunities on it, although volume died down completely. But it's a big expensive stock. It's not that expensive, but it's actually not. It's over $100 stock, so it's not too bad. BBIO, I'm gonna go over this in a minute. A few examples of why I manage my trades the way I do, which might help some of you out there. So because we traded this on Friday. Friday was a big day on this one, guys. Okay, let's add some more. Let's add some more, baby. Let's go. Okay, let's hold on. Let's go. And what did I want to check? What did I want to check? Okay. Okay. Here we go. Let's look at the screeners that we have on our momentum. We have BLPH, big move in 3 days time. BLPH, wow. ARLO, MAXN. All of these look not too bad actually. Only the issue is the volume. BLPH. Let's have a look at this thing. BLPH goes from all the way sub $2. In fact, the start of the move is this one, to be honest. So very close to $1 and goes all the way to 7.5 at the highs. Massive, 700% move, 600% move almost. Okay. So we were looking at this one Friday, which would be this day, right? But it kept on going. I mean, this could be a good opportunity for possible shorts, but in my opinion, it's still early, but there could be opportunities. So I'm going to keep this for sure. BLPH and BLPH. Okay. BLPH. That looks good. ARLO. This is very typical. This is a really great example of the first day runner earnings galgo setup. Look at this. Beautiful. What I've been noticing as well that, whichever stock that gaps up with low volume, I used to completely ignore it before, but now I'm not ignoring it. Why? Because I've seen a lot of times recently, especially this earnings season, that stocks will gap up because of earnings and it will have very minimal volume. Look at this volume, nothing, right? But it gaps up decent amount, not by huge, decent amount. This is pretty close to Azul's play as well. This Azul was pretty much the same. It had low volume, it had not much of a gap, and as soon as it opened, it starts to basically rip. This one was better because it actually gave us a really nice, beautiful area to actually take something from it. Yeah, so there's 4.4s, 4.5 break with a stop. Yeah, really decent trade, to be honest. This was a very good example of earnings gag-go setup. Oasis or James, if you're listening, this could be, you can go to this and maybe replay this, how it worked out, but this is the concept basically for the earnings gag-go setup. All right, it worked out really nice. In fact, this gave you a chance to swing it as well because the criteria was met, which is basically, did it close strong? Did it close near the close? Too many closes. Did it actually end up closing near the highs? Which it did. So it ticks all the boxes. Yeah, beautiful. Now, are we going to get to another second day continuation? We might see that, but the only issue with this one is even the first day we had 15 million volume. For a $5 stock, I really would have liked that to be like 30, 40, 50 million volume, right? Today, it might get a bit choppy on this one. I don't expect too much from it. I don't know how to explain it. I think it's already priced in. It's already like reasonable price that people will accept, and that's it. Once there's an equilibrium on, let's say, fundamental changes the price of the stock, or the future price of the stock. If it moves enough, then it comes the balance, right? At the point where the fundamentals have changed, there's an imbalance. There's a big imbalance. So what you're seeing right there at the start of these moves at the gap, that's the imbalance, because what happened is it actually beat the earnings and it gapped up, and people were not expecting that. It's actually surprised earnings. And guess what? Investors are like, okay, you know what? This company is doing well. It's actually beating its earnings. It's proving to be strong. Let's add more money to this company. So that's what you see. All right. So that's the imbalance, the way it moved. Now, at one point from, let's say we're talking about from 3.5 all the way to 5.4, that's pretty decent percentage move, double-digit percentage move, right? You've got to ask yourself, well, did this move had enough of a move for it to basically stall or just go into a balance or equilibrium? In my opinion, I think it is. Why do I say that? Well, if this had closed like this, and I agree this is a very strong close, okay, very strong close. But if we had a bigger, higher volume than this, 15 million, then I would have definitely considered the second day potential on this one. Second day potential is definitely there if that volume was there. The only issue is that volume isn't there, but let's keep an eye on this one because we want to make sure that the volume that we get at the open for today is going to match yesterday's open. And if that's the case, then we can actually consider this for possible second day continuation. So I'm going to put this one as on the watch list. It would have been perfect actually if it was like a really good volume yesterday, but we can't get everything perfect. MAXN is pretty decent as well, similar to the other one that we watched. This is also a earnings gap. Look at this gap, guys. This is your imbalance starting from here. Slow volume. As you can see, this is like the gaps in between. You see the price action? The volume isn't there. That's why you see that. I'm telling you, I mean, these ones basically are actually working out. Before, what used to happen was low volume gappers used to basically chop around a lot and then basically drift off even with good news. But lately what I've noticed is, and also you have to adjust your approach to the environment. The environment now stands that if we have a gapper, even with low volume, you have to consider taking some opportunities on that one, because those are the ones that are moving, right? Welcome, buddy. Adam Powers, welcome first of all. Welcome to the community. I will go to JD in a minute. Let me just cover through my watch list itself, and I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, let's look into the JD in about a few minutes. Okay, Adams, that might be a good thing to watch as well if it's gapping down 7%. JD, yeah. All right. MAXN again. What's the volume on this one? Just over 10. But this is better because we've got $27 stock instead of $5 stock. So this definitely has the characteristics of a mover, second day mover, but we've got a big level at around 28, so we just gotta watch that. But we'll keep this one as well just in case. All right, MAXN looks interesting. All right, okay, let's look at the others. RIVN, CRWD, no. DSEY, what happened to DSEY? It's just gapped up. I think that's pretty much, I think, an acquisition. EDG, I'm not interested. BLPH, we have already. Arlo, we have. XP, we don't have. What happened to XP? Okay. Well, XP basically had recent earnings, so this bounce is not because of earnings, it's probably because of something else. But this is really beaten down stock, and we are actually seeing a dead cat bounce. So not gonna trust that too much if there's not much of a catalyst behind it, which I don't think there is. So leave that alone. Okay, let's look into BLPH, Arlo, MAXN. We already have those. All right, so WW was okay, decent yesterday. BBIO, of course, and VST. VST is really low volume, so I'm not going to touch that. But WW, let's have a look at WW. All right, last one to look before I go into JD. Yeah, this one basically had earnings gap and it ran really nicely. First day earnings are really looking good these days, guys. Look at this, similar idea, similar approach, low volume, creeps up, gaps up with low volume, and then just creeps along and makes high new highs every half an hour, basically. So yeah, this has worked out really nicely first day, but then second day, surprisingly, it gaps down big. Not by huge, but from 7 to 6, that's big percentage move, right? And then continues to show weakness, and it ends up very, very badly red. So I'm kind of think there might be something behind this whole weakness, especially on the second day after the earnings. This was a very strong stock, right? And to see these kind of stocks end up being this kind of red, there's something behind it. And there might be some opportunities on this one for shorts, shorting opportunities, because I feel like there might be some follow through there. So volume yesterday was 26 million almost, but the day was 80 million. So I think there might have been the guidance or something like that. Let's see, WW. Let's add that just in case. All right. Let's look at the JD as our JD. Adam Powers. Oh, okay, so this basically is gapping down because of earnings. So it's pretty much maybe disappointed investors because of his earnings. It couldn't beat the estimates, or it couldn't actually match the estimates, or it could be the guidance. Now, missed on revenues. Okay, so that's pretty much very, very typical of these gap downs. What is this gapping down to? Let's have a look. GD is gapping down to 45s. Gapping down to 45s. 45.50. To be honest, Adam, this definitely has room to go further down. What it's doing right now is good. I would have really not liked it if it was trading right at the lows here. This is our level. This is what I'm going to keep an eye on as well. If you want, I mean, this is what I think anyways. So from 45.50 to 46, okay, 45.50 to 46 is our point of interest zone. Now, if it does bounce towards that, and if it starts to reject from it, then that's probably the opportunity to short it with really tight risks. And it's got a huge resistance around this 47, this another 50 cents area as well. So we've got 46, 45.50, 46, that's 50 cents zone, and another 50 cents zone right above it. So yeah, it definitely looks like this might have follow through. Yeah. Missed on the revenues. Okay. Yeah, keep an eye on this one. WW missed on revenue as well. Did they? That's probably why. Yeah. That's probably why. So, yeah. First, it was surprisingly strong, though. JD looks interesting. I'm not gonna lie. JD looks quite interesting. 45, even 45 level is actually not too bad. 45.10 and 45. This zone is also a stronger level, as you mentioned, as you're watching this level here, right? Always trying to sort of pay attention, like to not trying to keep one line as a level. I mean, if you're trading for a while, you should know this. It's pretty much a zone, not just one number, right? So we can call it a 45 zone. Yeah. If it pops there, starts to reject. But how long do we have? An hour to go? A lot can happen. A lot can happen in an hour. So see what happens. See what happens around these levels. It starts to respect that. Then yeah, that will tell you that it's actually starting to weaken. And yeah, we'll see around the open time. I want to see what it does actually around these levels. It's already showing weakness, to be honest. It looks very heavy. It looks heavy. So that's JD. If I were to take anything on this one, honestly, if it's missed its revenues and also it's gapping down and just looks pretty heavy, I'll probably be looking to short anything right about here. 45 could be a starter, but the issue with that is it's just really close to the lows. Well, it's not that close though, but then again, could start there. I'll keep an eye on this one, guys. Thanks, Adam. We'll be watching this together, don't worry. All right, so what have we got? Let me share my watch list on Discord, guys. Let me actually, if I do have Discord on my... I had to reset my machine, guys. That's why I haven't been able to stream yesterday. I don't know what happens. Every now and then there's some issues with my Windows or my hardware. when it's to do with the new update. If I update it, it just completely stops running, basically crashes with some error message, and it just can't do anything. You can't restore to a previous point. Nothing happens. You can't even you can't do anything unless you wipe and completely reinstall everything. So that's what I had to do. Very stressful. Obviously, you don't want to do that every now and then. That's what's been happening lately. So that doesn't help. But we're back. And hopefully I've got all the apps that I need on my PC here. Discord is one of them that I haven't installed it. Let me share it here, guys. I'll probably post it in Discord in a minute. Let me just share it here. So, actually, not yet. We haven't completed our watch list. What am I doing? All right, pre-market gappers. Okay, let's have a look at the gappers. We've got JD that's gapping down. We're going to keep an eye on that one. We've got, so let's have a look at TORO. Why is this gapping up and what's the volume like? No, that's done. No, thank you. FWBI. That's done. Thank you very much. OCEA. Okay, this gapper is very strong. It's got huge volume coming in. This has got to have a proper decent catalyst behind it. So let's have a look. Anti-tumor pathway discovered and their potential for treatment of non-small cell lung cancer. Ooh. Okay. So you know, these ones, honestly speaking, is to do with cancer, okay? And yes, it is a subject that's probably dear to everybody. Like, everybody wants this company to at least find something, right? Any company. So it's pure, I think, pure optimism driving this, because it's a data. They've just researched data on anti-tumor pathways. So there could be something there, but I wouldn't say it's a very, very strong catalyst for it to be gapping up like that. But nevertheless, it looks interesting enough for us to call this in play, for sure. It's got everything. It's got volume. The only issue with this one could be that it has too much volume. So yes, there is such a thing as too much volume, guys. Just trust me. If a stock is overcrowded, it's extremely hard to trade. Extremely hard to trade, especially for the type of trading I do, which is to let things run. It doesn't work on overcrowded stocks. But we'll keep an eye on this. OCEA looks interesting. There is a catalyst behind this gap. The gap looks strong as well. All right. What else do we have? Nope. No, sir. I ain't gonna lie. I hate those. Ooh, okay. So this one is also a gapper because of earnings. Yesterday, post-market, it released its earnings and probably the guidance. And yeah, it just shot up. Didn't look back. And now it's drifting down. There must have been something 18 to 24. Huge move though, post-market, huge move. And now it's actually giving back about 50% of it, maybe more than 50% of it. So this is interesting, guys. This gap is good as long as we don't actually, I wouldn't really want it to go under 20, to be honest. Even if it does go under 2050, I'll probably wait for it to reclaim 21s and 2150s. If it does that, we might have a chance to go for potential longs on this one. ASAN. Because the catalyst is there. Catalyst is there. It's earnings. Usually stronger catalyst. Heavily beaten down stock as well. But as you can see, we are curling up. And creating some sort of at least pause from this move down. Although having said that, it's not very clear. It's still under that really heavily beaten down idea. Okay, So that's our gap ups. EBS, let's have a look. EBS gaps up, fills the gap, done. What do you need from that? It's just nothing right now. Sava gapping up from 25s to 28s. This, I like this. What is the gap reason for this? Usually it doesn't have really good volume, but today it's bringing up decent. Post market and pre market volume is kind of okay. Not the best, obviously. SAVA. Why this gap? Okay, let's have a look. No, 28 in pre-market trading following the purchase of 88 shares by the company director. Also, share buyback program. Okay. Well, usually what happens is with share buybacks, especially if the company decides to do that, that means company is doing well. They don't need to put their shares on the public, so they are trying to sort of gather their sort of their shares back and take control of them instead of leaving it for the public. So that usually ends up being good for the company. So the catalyst is definitely good. On this one, Sava. We'll keep that. We'll keep an eye on this one, guys. All right, that's pretty much it. Gap downs, SI. All right, buddy. Thank you. I think you just subbed, and yeah, thanks for the sub, buddy, and welcome to the community. Okay, so SI is also. Wow, huge gap down. What's the reason behind this gap? Which company is this? Silvergate Capital Corporation. Is this something to do with financial, banking, and stuff like that? If it's banking, I'm not gonna touch it. Seems like it is. Yeah, it's very hard to say on this one. A huge gap down and then trying to reclaim. These one could actually run towards the gap fill. You just have to be really patient with it. If it starts running, sometimes I've seen these ones run actually all the way to the gap fill and plus more, believe it or not. But since the stock is very, very heavily beaten down, I don't think it's gonna have that power to do that. So if you're going to trade this, be very careful. These things can run to the gap fill. Now, I think the level I see is 380s, between 380s and 4. That's the only level I see if it does bounce towards that. So if you want to keep that level on and see if you can short it from there. Right? That's our level there. If it does go there. But I just don't, I feel like I don't want to waste my time on this one. Definitely. So SI, no for me. Did they now? Well, that's gonna put the fuel to the fire, baby. They're gonna close down. So basically, yeah, shorting. Here's the thing. If it does, to be honest, I don't think it has strength to pop towards the 4. If it does, I don't mind shorting it, but I doubt that. I really doubt that. But then again, here's the thing. You have to rely on the price action right there and then. If, for example, this thing starts running, you never want to have a very strong catalyst. That's why I don't really pay too much attention to the news, and I don't put too much emphasis on the news. Why? Because what happens is, let's say I'll give you an example of SI. They've just mentioned maybe talks of closing down and stuff like that. But let's say a private investor or somebody saves them, right? But that's internal, right? And investors know about it and starts creeping up. And what you have in your mind is a very strong bias towards it, short, right? But it never weakens, never weakens. Why? Because there's some things that you don't know behind the scenes. But if you had looked at the price action, that would not have lied to you. So you know, I will just off topic, always consider to have a bias, yes, but always have a what if scenario played out on your head as well, right? In this case, you know, I've got my zone here. If it pops towards there and it starts to show some sort of weakness and heaviness, I'm going to start to short this thing. But if it starts to break that 4, then I'm going to ask myself, well, why is it strong, right? Why is it actually breaking the levels? Why is it still showing strength? There's got to be something going on. So I'm going to be very careful. So that's what I meant by having a strong bias is good, but you also want to have what if case scenario so you can actually avoid that bias of yours in a situation where it needs to be. All right, so yeah, SI, I'm not gonna touch that because that's a gap down. Gap downs are like, especially something like that that's already trying to gap fill is kind of very tricky to catch. But I'll keep an eye on the 4 level. In fact, I'm gonna put an alert here. Right, okay. Just before the level, I'm gonna put an alert. Hopefully I'll catch it. What else do we have? ARHS. Oh, okay. So this ARHS is gapping down because of earnings. Probably missed the revenues or missed the estimates. Low volume, gap down. Yeah, this could provide something. Low volume. We want to see what happens. It's a $10 stock, $11 stock, which is good. Volume, really bad. Usual volume, I wouldn't even look at this because it's average of 3 million or 2 million volume. I wouldn't even look at this. But today it might bring the volume, but I'm not feeling good about this, to be honest. I've got plenty of gappers that I want to pay attention to. All right, I think that's it. Let me show you what the watch list looks like, guys, for today. Okay, if I can remember to snapshot this. Here is the volume, the watch list. So obviously, as you know, we have always our SPY with us. That doesn't change. We always keep an eye on our market. We have FSLR, we have CRM, we have BBIO, we have BLPH, RLO, MAXN, WW. So these are the watch list, main watch list, but the gappers, we have JD that's gapping down, OCEA gapping up, I believe ASAN gapping up, SAVA gapping up. All right, so that's the watch list, guys. If you want to screenshot that, you can. But that's what I will be watching. Usually, if you're new here, what I do is I'll always constantly watch those watch lists, and 90% of my trades will come from those, right? 90% of the trades will come from those watch lists. All right, there it goes. Adam, there it goes. So breaks the 45 level. So 45 level, kind of not very strong, but 45.50 level is rejecting from. So that's really, if you can trade that free market. Yeah, it was to the tick though. It was very quick as well. But still, we might have more chances on this one. OCEA still going strong, nice and strong. Okay. ASAN, oh, it's still drifting down though. ASN is a gapper because of earnings, and yeah. As I said, I want it to be reclaiming 2150. If not, then I'm gonna leave it alone. So that's fine. What's up, Oasis? Welcome, buddy. How you doing? James, welcome, welcome. Where's Snicker? Is he sleeping again? I think it's too early for him. 8:30. I managed to get in a bit early as well today, guys, so it's not his fault. Sava looks kind of interesting. There's some decent catalyst behind it, which is basically share buyback program. It looks good. I'm not gonna lie. There's a catalyst to it, and the gap is not much. This is what I like about it. If the gap is big, then it's already priced in. It's already extended. But this gap is not much. From 25 to 27 something to $2.50. Gap is actually really in that sweet spot. So I'll keep an eye on this one. Maybe Sava might be my main watch for the gapper. Plus, I don't mind looking at JD as well. What it does. Does it go for the gap fill? Even if it does gap fill, there's a level at the right at the gap fill as well. So yeah, I'm a bit short biased on this one. All right, let's go back to SPY. All right, here we go, guys. SPY, you know, we've been mentioning this whole back and forth of, you know, whether SPY is in a bull market or not. But it's, you know, it's been strong. It's been strong since this day here, 350 bounce. And it's, you know, if you look at the medium term, it's still got uptrending going on. Short term, however, we've got a really like, we've had quite a few days that actually took out that 410 and then 400 as well, that the one that we were watching under the EMAs, and finally decided to bounce just over to 392. That 2 days of bounce came in very strong. Now, before that, I was actually on these days, I was saying, you know, SPY doesn't look good, guys, and I was really anticipating for it to hold this area and then starts climbing back up if it was strong enough. It wasn't. So economy is basically not going anywhere. But then after that, we shorted it quite a few days, and then this day happened, and now I'm really rethinking my analysis on it, which is we could get into a chop between 410s, even 420s, and 390s. This could be a chop, or we could start to sort of push to the upside, starts to break that 410s and starts holding. Then we could see that breakout of 420s, all right, or just before 420s. We also could see if this 390 breaks, guys, we will be we'll be breaking this trend line here, and we'll be in a medium term downtrending market, which will not look good for the SPY, because if you look overall picture, SPY has been really slowly downtrending, showing weakness. But if you look at this price action, right, on the daily, you see some, you might notice something here. So these price actions were like mostly heavy price action. When I say heaviness, basically when you see a move down, it's stronger than the move up, right? So main move is to the downside, pulls back, moves up, moves down, pulls back big, and then pulls back down, goes down bigger until this happened. Okay, huge volume day, a huge massive range day, green day, and since then it's been slowly changing its tone of the move. All right, so if you look at this big price action, this looks like a big reversal pattern to me. If you put weekly to it, this will look pretty decent. I would say, like, it's not very clear, but it's like a kind of like a head and shoulder, and that 420 being your shoulder. If that breaks, that's why I was saying if 420 breaks, we could see some decent move to the upside, but that might take a while, guys. I think it might take a while, yeah. All right, here we go. So SPY, what do we do today? What's happening today? Today we were gapping down, fills the gap pre-market already. So we are actually at this point right at the close. So it's not gapping up, it's not gapping down. It's just pretty much, if it was to open right now, it'll be opening at there's no gap, without a gap. So that's not too bad. Yesterday was a bit of a rangy day, but it actually held its own after this big red day. So are we going to see continuation to the upside, or are we going to see force coming into the downside? It could happen. Both could happen, guys. The fact that we had yesterday a very low rangy day. Let's have a look at, let's say 397 to 399.60. So $3, almost $3 range, guys. I mean, you can call this even inside, almost an inside day. So for inside days, it's very easy to analyze. Why? Usually on inside days, if a stock starts to break out of the highs and stay over the highs of previous day, which in this case is this day here. And the good thing about this one is the highs of yesterday is above the EMAs, 50 and 200 EMAs. And if it starts to trade above that, which is in line with 400 level, I'm not going to lie, very close to 400 level. So we need to be watching 400 level, guys, not the gap fill, but this level. See what happens around here. Now, remember these big levels, what happens is you will see price action breaking it, but after like 2 minutes, it'll be coming down as well. So fake breakouts are very common. Why? Why is it very common on these big numbers? Although this 400 is a big round number. There's a lot of orders sitting around that number here. It's basically a liquidity magnet, right? It's a liquidity pool. They would, if it does push there, they would want those orders to be filled on and around the 400 level. So don't be surprised if it goes over 400 by 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, and then comes back down strong and stays under 400. So, but we've got our level about 400. I'm going to watch that. And that'll be the rejection level. Now, if it does stay over that for, let's say, more than 5-10 minutes, then we will consider this to be strong. If it stays under this, I will still consider a bit of a weakness, to be honest, on this one for the day. We'll see. Now, for me to take any shorts on it, again, it'll have to take out at least the pre-market lows, which is 397.50s, comes around this level here. Yeah, so it'll have to be that. It is already rejecting. Yeah, so we'll see. And usually, as you know, SPY gets very choppy the first half an hour. So be very careful trading that if you are going to be trading any major caps. When I talk about SPY, guys, usually what I'll do is I'll look at SPY. If there is a trade on SPY, let's say, for example, this one goes up to 400 and we have some decent reversal patterns around this level. It's showing weakness. Volume is helping the rejection. Everything is getting ticked. Then what I will do is I'll basically go to my watch list of the big caps, large caps, and I'll look for things that are relatively weak. And then I'll start shorting those. I don't normally short SPY unless it's very clean, but I short things that are basically correlated to SPY, which is major caps. It could be things like AMD, NVIDIA, it could be Amazon, it could be Tesla sometimes. Tesla, you know, mind you, hasn't been respecting SPY at all anyways for the last month or so. So I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, Tesla is... See, this is what I've been saying about Tesla, guys. From this kind of move, almost more than 100% move, I don't agree with this kind of pullback. So I was very careful taking longs on Tesla. In fact, I was saying, you know, we might see a bigger pullback coming in on Tesla, which we are seeing now. So we did bring, we came all the way down to 176, which is right there, right here. And now we're bouncing back over the gap fill attempt. So keep an eye on the larger caps. If SPY is showing strength, we want to be buying something that has relative strength. And if it's showing weakness or rejection, we want to be looking for shorts that has relative weakness. Hopefully that makes sense. Meme stock 100%. I agree, man. It's been like that for a while. But yeah, lately, you know, this after this 100 bounce, it just has every single day is basically been not caring what SPY does. We've been watching this every single day, and it just I've seen it completely opposite. Like SPY is dropping, and this is like ripping, especially these days. These days, it's amazing, man. But it used to respect a lot of SPY's movement before, big time, but now not anymore. So. Okay, the other one's FSLR. FSLR, I'm not really sort of too keen on it. The only thing about this FSLR is it's done huge move in the past 3-4 months. Huge moves. And anytime it goes up a little bit, decent move, it tends to actually go for a pullback. So I'm kind of anticipating a bit of a pullback, at least 2-3 days of pullback now. So I'm short biased for the next, I would say, a week on this one. FSLR, keep an eye on this one because it's already done that move of its, and we're waiting for that pullback. So we're gonna try to benefit from that. And I'm watching this for possible shorting opportunities. I'm not going to be longing this one, not at all, looking at the daily at the moment, unless we have pullback again, these kind of pullbacks. But that's going to take a long time. For now, short bias on FSLR. CRM is funny, man. The only thing I'm waiting for is 185. If that breaks, and if it breaks today, I'm not interested, because that's going to basically take over the ATR. It's gonna basically move. Let's say, what is it trading at this point? 182.60. Right. Let's say it opens around this area to 182.60 to 184, 185. That's about $2.50. That in itself is it's ATR completed. So how far is it gonna go beyond this ATR? I don't wanna be trading those kind of stocks. But again, I'll repeat: if tomorrow, for some reason, if today ends up close to this level and tomorrow it starts to rip this level, then yeah, by all means, I will look into that for sure. BBIO, I want to show you something before actually we have time. So let's talk about this. All right. So, you know, this was a strong gapper. You know, it was gapping up because of phase 2 trials and stuff like that. You know me, guys. I don't like those phase 1, phase 2 trials. Most of them, 90%, 95% of the time, fail and disappear. It's just to pump the stock and basically get an offering and, you know, just to raise some cash. So I waited for this one. I wanted to short it on these pops. There was a level at around 19s I was watching. My first try was actually on this one. If you were in the stream, this first try was unsuccessful because I'm very, very quick on my stops on these ones. The first stop, very, very small loser. And then the second one with original stop at the break of this high, which never got to it. And yeah, really, really decent trade. The reason why I wanted to show this trade is not to brag or anything, but what I wanted to show is why do you need to let your runners run? Have that 30%, 20% runner for you to work out. So at this point right there, I think I closed my stream. And then I had to manage. I think I took out some just before the 200 EMA, which I do. And then I just let things basically... more for my runners, which is like 10 to 20%. I will keep it trail stopping the VWAP. Trail stopping the VWAP, and I want to show you this because very important. A lot of people, what they will do is they will just put a hard stop right at the break of the VWAP. All right. This is why I wanted to show you, because it just doesn't work like that. Same way as big round numbers are. You have to consider this to be as a magnet. That's why I have these standard deviations, just for visually to show you that VWAP is not just a line. It's a magnet that attracts prices over and under VWAP. You will see a lot of price action over and under the VWAP, right? So this is what happened here. That doesn't mean you know this has actually broken the VWAP. It's actually, you know, went and liquidity hunt or whatever you want to call it, and then carried on with some momentum, which was to the downside. So if you were very strict on your rules of VWAP exit, you would have exited that, but I didn't, right? I always tell you, I will wait for the break of the VWAP, especially if something's running and working for me. Look at this level, guys. Look at this 18 level, right? Right? If I was like in the stream, I would have explained this much better. But you want to also pay attention to those things. What's around the VWAP as well? Could I use something around the VWAP just to make sure that I could actually, you know, catch really decent runners? That is where your account will start to grow if you can start to let things run. So have a look at this one. This ran quite a bit as well. Look at this. Look at this, guys. All right. So instead of just you know, exiting prematurely here, especially on your partial, for me this was like 20%, 15%. So I could easily sit on my hands and just let it go, right? And I could, I think I was targeting that day. What was I targeting? I think 17 or 16s. Probably 17s, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I was targeting 17s. So in this case, I might have gotten out somewhere there or here, just under 17. But what I'm trying to say is, let it work out for you, especially your runners. Be very flexible with them, because those are the ones that bring big moves down. So yeah, hopefully this makes sense for you guys. The break of the VWAP, I want it to be closing above few bars, few candles, and then if it creates a nice swing, that's my hard stop comes in there, not before it. So that makes sense, hopefully. So that's BBIO. I think for now I'm gonna leave it alone, because we are seeing volume is not too bad. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this, guys. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna keep this. We had a really decent day yesterday as well. Beautiful. These are my bread and butter, guys. This beautiful. Okay. We might see some moves on this one. Not too really strongly biased on this one, honestly. Not too strongly biased. However, BLPH had quite a bit of move, guys. Percentage-wise, it's massive. So we're talking 600% almost in the last week or so. So today I'm going to be looking for possible shorting opportunities on this one. Only shorting opportunities. ARLO, gappers, because of yeah, yesterday it was the first day. Maybe we'll get the second day continuation. I was worried about the volume though on this one. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. MAXN is very similar to Arlo. First day gap, gap and go, and then closes very strong on that first day. We could see a potential second day follow through on this one as well. The only issue was at 28, as I mentioned before. So yeah, it's actually trading around 27s now. It breaks that 27s and holds. That could lead us, at least for a dollar move, if you can actually get some decent size stop, which means maybe for a dollar move, if you can have like 30 cents stop, then that's good. That's good, good trade. Okay, so this one, WW is a bit short biased on this one because of the price action on the daily, but I think Adam mentioned that they actually missed on the revenues on this one, so hence we get this second day basically gap down. So extension gap down usually ends up being very weak. So this move might have some follow through to I don't know, attempt to gap fill even. Right, so yeah. Right, guys, So hopefully that explains everything. We'll keep the chart on SPY, and I'm going to be grabbing some drink. There it goes. There's our 400. That magnet, did I mention magnet? There we go. That's your magnet there. It's going to start to attract it. Anyways. All right, guys, let me just come back in about 5 minutes, grab myself a coffee, and I'll see you in about, what, 9:05, 9:10, something like that. All right, see you guys. We're back. Was cooking. All right, so SPY basically is just around that 400 level. Breaks it and then pulls back to it. Yeah. Let's see if it actually starts to stay over it or under it by the open. All right. I'm going to start to put these ones. FSLR. CRM. I don't know about CRM though. BBI up. And we need PLPH. Low. Second day. MAXN. Second day. W. Could be potentially. GT. OCA. And we've got ASAN and Sava. Okay. JD, what's it doing? Okay, so this was a better level, as you can see. Comes back to it, starts rejecting from it. So that was if we were at the open, after the open, I would have taken that very, very, like, without any doubt. Usually I don't like to trade pre-market on the big names like these. If it's low floater, small caps, I would definitely take it if there's a setup, but I'm very careful not to take anything pre-market on these. But really decent, actually. Pops towards that zone and starts rejecting from it. Yeah. So this could be our main move down now. This might be the first attempt to for a decent pullback, actually, from this move. So we've had a really nice move down. What's the move? 48. Let's say 48 all the way to 43s, 43.50s. Huge, like what, $5? More than $5 move. Really nice. Really nice move down, and a pullback is about $2. So really decent pullback as well. Yeah. And yeah, here it goes. Yeah, it's the earnings. Earnings were a bit disappointing on JD, and investors are not gonna like that. Dude, this thing is still going. This thing is still going. Look at the volume that it brought in. We've got 7.3 million on this one, if I'm not wrong, or is it? Yeah, really strong, still strong, going strong. We had this do that day. I don't know whether this is to do with it can't be a, this might be also one of those pushes. Again, it goes from 6 all the way to 27s almost, and then just completely collapse. So this one, OCA, I'm excited for this. Maybe not today, not tomorrow, or even today. Who knows? Later down the line, if it does provide some decent shorting opportunities, usually they can be very expensive as well. So I don't know what to say to this. I'll keep an eye on this one, OCA. I want to be able to short this on the backside of these kind of drops. But very deadly if you're going to be shorting at the front side. Don't even attempt. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Still climbing. Let's have a look at SPY. SPY is holding its own nicely, creating a nice little tight zone here, tight price action. If it breaks that, then yeah, this could actually go. But we are still in that zone, as I mentioned, that 400 level. Yes. Okay, here we go. What did we get? Doritos. I like the name. Doritos Scalper. I like that. Yeah, I mean, likewise, man. If you're watching the stream, Adam, you're more than welcome, buddy. We do have likewise like-minded people. Some have started a year ago. Some have started 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5, 6 months, 2 years ago. So just be involved in the community. There's a lot of people post their trades for trade reviews and things like that. You know, if you want to share your trade, Discord is the place. We have trade reviews area that you can post there or watch what others do. For example, Solid is been really like taking accountability very seriously and is posting it every single day. Losers, winners, doesn't matter. So, you know, I respect that, and a lot of people learn from that, and hopefully you'll take something out of it. And we're here, man. This is the thing, yeah. I've done this like for, I would say, since 2010. I've started. I mean, for fun. It's been almost 2 decades now. You know, when I was starting out, I really wish I had something like this, where I can ask questions. You know, be involved in a community where basically people are real traders, not jokes. Yeah, hopefully that this community is gonna bring something good for your trading and make you go a bit further and progress. Hopefully, by being involved in these kind of communities, it makes your trading progress a bit faster. The reason why I say mine wasn't faster is because I didn't have anything. At that time, the right thing, there was no, to be honest, there was not very genuine community out there. These days you will find communities, Discord communities and things like that. But even then, like for example, we're talking about Atlas trading, right? Atlas trading basically was using their own members for their own benefit. You know, if you look back and really dig deep, what they were doing is basically selling their members their own shares that they had for these non-tradable stocks that they needed volume for. So the members were basically so yeah, there's a lot of not so good motives out there for these communities, but hopefully if you stay here you will understand that we are, you know, we don't brag or anything, but we are as real as it gets, and we'll try to sort of show you everything that we do. And that's why I'm doing live stream. I'll call out trades. Obviously, I wouldn't show you my account and everything, but I'll call out way in advance. I'll think about levels, and I'll tell them if I enter. I'll tell you way before I enter. This is where I'm planning, and this is the plan. And I don't know how much more transparent I can get. So yeah, I'm trying my best to educate people to do the right thing. For example, in our Discord we have a very strict rule to not post our P&L in dollars. There's a massive reason behind it, psychological reason. If I can brainwash you guys to not think about the P&L, right? Let's say from a perspective of a Discord, it starts from there, and you will start to think less of it. You'll start to put less emphasis on the P&L, but more on the process. That's the whole point, all right? And it takes a long time for you to do that, for sure. It will take probably years. But if you keep on being involved in a community that promotes that kind of mentality, it will make it easier and faster. And hopefully we're going to bring you that. Plus, you will have to deal with my ASMR thing. Everybody has to go through that. That's punishment. My mic picks up pretty much everything because I want it to be loud. The voice, the sound that that's being recorded is loud enough, so it picks up everything. So if I munch on something, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. See, with JD, Adam, again, I'll mention this. If this doesn't stay under VWAP, and if it starts to reclaim back over this VWAP, and it starts to that's not going to look good for shorts. In fact, that's going to look strong. So if you are going to trade this, just be mindful that if it does take out that 45.60s or close to 46s, the shorts are done. For now. Unless it goes towards that 47s, okay? Nothing in between, all right? So just pay attention to that. But I think it's very weak. It's not gonna, it looks like it wants to, if it does open, we might see some choppy price action for 5-10 minutes, maybe in and around 45 to 44s, or maybe 45 to 46s. But then we might see some fade off coming in, taking the lows of pre-market out. We'll see. That's just what I think anyways. No worries, man. You're more than welcome, buddy. As I said, if you have any questions, you want to catch up, you want to reach out, you can definitely reach out to any of us. It doesn't matter. Zell, Oasis, Snicker. We've got, Solid has been trading. Solid has a really, really good, solid foundation. No pun intended. Well, actually, it's intended. Well, those guys are basically real traders. They are trading their real money. And yeah, reach out to them if you want. Sometimes we need each other, not even just for information. Information is great and all, right? But everybody trades their own way. Like, for example, Solid trades his own way. In fact, some of them, they don't even watch the first hour of the stream or half an hour of the stream where I trade myself, because my decisions influence their decisions. So they'd rather not do that because their style is different. They trade something else. But the whole concept, the field is the same. Like, why do I say that? A lot of times when, somebody has had, like consecutive losing days or consecutive, even like weeks of losing, you need a support. You need a community that can just like, you can talk to, and they can understand you, and they can basically sort of hopefully give you some guidance on where to go from there, So that's what I'm trying to promote here with this community. So I think Adam, you're is it okay if I call you Adam? I mean, I know you don't want to share your real name, but I don't care. I can call you. I've been calling Snickers Snickers. I don't even know his real name. I no, so I don't care, really. As long as I know something. Yeah. So you were long on JD? Long or short? Swing. Both at 45, 55. Okay, long. Okay. To be honest, I can understand why you would take it. To be honest, I can understand. I can definitely understand why you took it. Yeah. But is it part of your plan? Is it part of your plan to basically hold it? And at what level is your oh shit handle? As in, damn, I've gotta come out, right? Because it depends on your. If you started slow, sometimes I start slow, and you know, it's I'll build upon it. But that's my part of my plan. If that's part of your plan, then that's great. You know, you could have a range of $10. You know, especially if you're going for long term. Yeah. So basically, this is the range that I was mentioning, 45 to 44. That's the range, that first 5 minutes range. And let's see if it starts to show weakness. I think it's starting to show weakness, unfortunately. But okay, OCEA, this is what I was thinking that we did. It's still early for me to take any trades on this specific stock, but I wanna see something like this after a while and starts to basically show weakness. It's already doing that though. It's already doing that. It's under 850. Yeah, it's weak. I think this might pull back bigger. Just for information purposes, or for your information, when the market opens, I'll concentrate on the things that I'm watching, see if I can spot some opportunities. So if you do send me a message or anything at that time, please understand that I wouldn't be able to respond. So later on, I'll respond to it. All right. This is exactly what I meant by SPY. Remember, 400 is not just a number, it's a zone. So in and around 400, it might go over and under, because we have a lot of liquidity there that needs to be filled. That's why we see what we see, right? This is exactly to the tick of what I tried to explain here, and a perfect example, because it just didn't reject from that 400, did it? It went to 420. In fact, I mentioned it might go over 400 to 420, 430, on and off, and then we might see the real move after that. So that's what you saw there. This whole area of trading is because at around 400 we have huge liquidity pool that needs to be filled. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, the JD was a beautiful shorting opportunity right there. Even at the open, it's just, yeah, it's weak. So that's why I was mentioning, you know, it probably wouldn't go up to 47s. SSR triggers at 42.28, 42.28. So once that triggers, we might see a bounce coming in, but until then, it looks weak, very weak. Sorry, buddy. Okay, OCEO. Oh wow, halt. OCEO. This is why I don't take it. This is why I don't take it early. You might ask, why didn't you take this weakness? It looked weak at that time. What's wrong with that? Well, this is what's wrong with this, right? You get caught. You get caught at that first 5 minutes. ASAN. Ooh, ASAN is about to hold. Wow, that's a big move, guys. Whew, ASAN, dude. This is the earnings play, right? Oh, dude, this is the one I was watching. Oh, it moves so quickly over 21. I was watching this over 21. Ah, 21.50 even. Okay, I want this to pull back. I want this to pull back. Hopefully it pulls back enough. Rejection. Look at this 200 level, guys. 200 EMA. People say, oh, why would I care about 200? Look at that. To the tick. There's no round numbers there. To the tick. There's no daily level there. But there's 200 EMA there. To the tick, rejects from it and pulls back huge. Like we're talking $2.50 or something. Okay, that's better, right? I'm gonna wait for this to create some sort of a price action here. I can't just buy on the wash like that, although it's a really good price right now to buy. But I would really like it to be creating few, at least some sort of a pattern, that I can actually take. So this looks interesting. 21 holding right now. I might start here actually. I want to wait like 2-3 minutes just in case. What was I looking for? Okay. Oh, that rejection is very strong. It's still showing weakness on this one. Still showing weakness. Let's see if that 21 holds. Huge selling pressure coming in, but still holding. Okay, this is what I want to see. I want to see some sort of price action around that 21. If that holds, I'm looking for longs on this one. Yes, sir. Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, we're good to go. All right. So as you can see, broken that 21. So I'm not. I'm just gonna wait up on this one. I'm gonna wait up on that one. 43 under 43. There's JD's shorting opportunity there under 43. Although it's a chase, but definitely, yeah, right there under 43 was a decent shorting opportunity. And if it takes the lows out, then your stop is very tight as well on this one. 20 cents stop, 30 cents. OCEA. Wow, OCEA looking good. ASAN not looking so good. Max N. WW is washing as well. WW is washing. So this is why I was saying today might be another day that it brings weakness, maybe even attempt to gap fill. So today could be the day, but I'm just not happy about the volume. The way it's trading, I'm not really happy. So I'm going to leave it alone on WW. The better day was yesterday, actually, when it gapped down. Let's have a look at SPY. SPY basically is about 400. Now, here's the thing. This is kind of looking like a more of a better break and successful break. So we might be looking into SPY being strong. If that's the case, we should be only looking for longs opportunities on the big names. But I want to keep an eye on ASAN, guys. I want to take this. 2132. 32, 32, give me some more in, 34, 35s. All right, 2135s, 2135s, guys. I'm long ASAN 2135s, and with the stop under this wick here, 2070. 2070 is the stop. I'm just starting because it's too early. It's too early. 2135, which is about here. I know our stop would be just at the lows, recent lows. Okay, so we'll see, and this might provide some opportunities to add as well, hopefully. But because the high of day is so far away, that could be the target. Could be the target. But I feel like also there might be opportunity for short as well on this one. The only issue is that I wouldn't look for shorts on these kind of stocks because it's an earnings gapper, which has a strong catalyst, and be careful shorting these things. Usually longs are better on this one. Okay. What's Arlo? Arlo, we were watching Arlo as well. It's actually taking the highs yesterday, so second day continuation, maybe possible. But the issue is, again, volume. Volume is really bad on this one right now. So this could be a rejection as well coming in. So yeah, again, issue is Arlo. Volume in Arlo. Volume in Arlo is not good. I'm not happy. JD, by the way, pops really strongly. Okay, so this was, you see this bounce from the lows. If let's say you were short on this one, it would be very overextended short anyways. You have got to respect that stop of yours, 43.20s, right? So goes up to VWAP again, rejects from 44s, which is basically low of pre-market. And let's see, SPY's move is going to help JD go up. It could, as long as SPY starts to stay strong. SSR actually didn't trigger on this one. Surprisingly, it didn't trigger. SPY still in a chop, guys. I mean, remember what I say about SPY being the first half an hour or 1 hour, it will be in chop. Usually at the lows on the highs. So if that's the high, that's the low, we need to consider that for us to take anything, or for us to consider any directional move, it needs to take out either the high or the low. Very simple. That's what I call a chop zone on SPY. And it needs to be staying over the chop zone of that first half an hour or 1 minute. All right, so ASAN, I'm going to be out soon, guys, ASAN, because it's under 21, so I might have to reattempt later. Looking at it, under 21 right now, 2090s, I'm out. I'm out for a small loser on ASAN, guys. I had to exit early as well because it was not holding. So it might take a while for it to... that bounce on SPY is looking good on that 400. So we might see some strength coming in on SPY, actually. We might see some strength coming in, yeah. So ASAN, unfortunately, it took me out about 2090 here. Right there. Yeah, it's weak now. This rejection came in very, very strong. So there might be some... we'll have to wait. As long as actually, yes, today's low, which is basically 20.0709s, holds. Later, if it starts to drift back up, I'll take another opportunity on it. No worries. So one small loser on that one. Sava is going down as well. I was kind of hoping Sava will actually continue. No, it didn't. Now it's attempting to gap fill. Not looking good for Sava. Wow, OCEA. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I mean, it goes, halts up, and then goes down, halts down. That's not good for anybody holding this long, right? Halt down is a bit more scarier than the halt up. BLPH, Sava. SPY seems to be strong, guys. So what are we looking at on the big names? Anything strong? Anything? Yeah, Apple looks good for a daily. Apple looks good actually right about now. Okay, we might be a bit too late on that. Yeah, I think we're late on it. I remember AMD looking for opportunities for swing on this one. AMD is not too bad, but just don't like that daily. It's already overextended. SPY could still reject from there, but as long as it's staying over 400, I'll consider it to be strong. Now, is SPY gonna break that high though? Tesla is running, by the way. Tesla is ripping. And JD is back at where I was mentioning there's a short opportunity under 43, but the low bounce is coming in very strongly. So I think on JD we are seeing some dip buying coming in. Let's have a look at JD. So right there, guys, this area here, we are actually seeing dip buying, big dip buying coming in. So I think this might be the low of there for a while. This area here. And that's a crucial level. If it breaks, then you'll make decision based off of that. If it doesn't, then we might see a reversal coming in on JD. Plus SPY, guys. SPY is moving nicely, attempting to break the highs. I'm looking at AMD as well. It's not too bad, actually. It's actually not bad. 86 over, yeah. AMD is not bad, guys. I'm going to start AMD. It's just a bit further away from 86 though. 86.20, 86.21, 23, 21. 86.23, I think I got 86.23 long on AMD. 86.23, guys. Not too crazy about the daily, but it's still, since the SPY is doing showing strength, we might get the chance to break on AMD the highs of the day. And if it stays above the high of the day, it will look really good. With a stop just under the VWAP, basically. So, we had some really decent moves on AMD, by the way. A few days ago, we had really good trades on the AMD. Unfortunately, that was supposed to be my long swing opportunity on AMD. From this day, as you can see, if I had kept it, I would have still been in it, and it would have been a really good trade from 8170s all the way to 86. So it would have been really nice. So it's breaking the high of the day, and it's looking good, guys. It's looking good. So 86 for this, so it's 25 cents move now. All right, so what is my next? I really want this to go towards maybe close to 87s for me to take some decent partials on it. Along the way, if it starts to rip, I will take some partials. But I think the generally 87 level, that's where I'll take bigger chunk. Okay. JD is not looking that good. And ASAN is back again. ASAN is just playing around, man. Look at this. Takes me out. That's my stop here. Takes me out and then pulls back again. What do you do? What do you do with this? Right? Your original plan is just going to carry on, but this price action is just very difficult to really sort of trade. But hopefully it's going to give us another opportunity. OCEA is back down and gapping down after the halt. So this is not looking good at all. OCEA might hold down as well. So this is short written all over it. This is why I wasn't really like, okay guys, this one, yes, it's to do with cancer and everything. We want the company to do really well, and we hope that whatever they come up for against cancer is true, but usually it's not. This is something that's yeah. So we'll see what happens there. And ASAN is just yeah, it's a bummer really. Yeah. I think I'm gonna miss this. Yeah, and I'm gonna watch this go break the highs of the day and stuff like that. So our AMD is doing okay. Entry about 86, 23 or so, 20, 86, 23. And yeah, it's kind of struggling, yeah, because, you know, it's not the strongest of the stocks. Tesla was very strong, relatively strong, Tesla. But hopefully we're going to stretch out towards that 87s, and if we do, we are going to be looking some decent partial there. AMD. Okay, JD is kind of intriguing me for possible long opportunities, and there goes my ASAN. This is the one I was eyeing, and there it goes. Yeah. Doritos scalper. Let's have a look at the AMD. Yeah, 85. Which 85 level? Right there, 85 level. You can say that, but 80 level was in the past, like a week or two ago, 80 level was like very prominent level. As you can see right there, we had 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, in fact, four days of rejection over rejection around that one, around that 80 level. That's when it broke that level properly. That's when I was thinking of swinging this. In fact, after it broke this 80 level strongly, and I was mentioning this over and over, over here even, guys, I want this AMD to be taking 80s out, and then I will look for possible swing opportunities. And this was a day trade, and it worked out really nice. Yes, it worked out. I'll show you anyways how we traded this day. Unfortunately for us, this was the day, it actually intraday gave us a 3-4 hour or something like that. Really decent move. But it ended up being red. And I don't hold things that are red. And especially if something has moved for me and it goes against me, I wouldn't let that happen. So unfortunately, we could not capitalize on this one. If this day had stopped green or closed green, I would have definitely kept this thing for a much bigger move. But it is what it is. At least the plan was there, and we stuck to the plan, which is great. So now I'm not going to let AMD take me out from my original stop. Now I'm going to be moving the stop further and further closer to my entry, making sure that I don't risk the whole thing, especially after it gave me something at least. Now the reason why I don't take anything here is just not enough for me. It's just not enough. Yeah, 88 is more of a 87, but 88 is more of a bigger level, to be honest. 88 is more of a bigger level. Okay. My ASAN. Is it going to happen every day? Is this going to happen every day? The other day we had Azul. Azul did similar, well, not really. Hazel didn't actually take me out of the trade. I actually missed the trade. But today it takes me out and it goes. How dare you, buddy? How dare you? And this is the rejection coming in from the 200 EMA, by the way. That's to the tick of it. And we are seeing another rejection coming in. OCEA. Possible shorting opportunity right now on OCEA. Right now. There it goes. I'm going to be trading this on the side, guys, because this can be very dead. I wouldn't call this out, but I'm trading it on the side. Usually I don't call out these very big range, massive, risky stocks because we have to keep an eye on it and I can't call it out on time. I've tried before and it doesn't work. It's so quick, as you can see, you know, from under 8, it's already 50 cents down. Yeah, so I'll be trading that on the side. Okay, let's keep an eye on AMD. Let's go, baby. Let's go, AMD. Come on, buddy. Get that 87 and we'll take some out. Although, how far did it go though? 80. Would have liked it just over 86.90 something. For it's not too bad right now for first partial. So first partial kind of 1-on-1, 1-to-1 right now. I want to take it because I'm not too keen on the AMD's daily. So I'm going to take the partial 86. And just when about to take the partial, this is what happens. Okay, I'm going to wait, guys. I'm just going to wait. My stop now goes just under 86. Perfect area for me to base my stop. It's getting closer and closer to my entry. So, yeah, let's go, baby. Okay. The rejection came in on ESAN. Okay, here we go. Another attempt to take the highs out on AMD. And give me that 87. Come on, AMD. Don't be joking around. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 86, 82. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, huge pressure coming in. Okay. I took some out, guys. 78. The selling is coming in big time there. 78. 78. It might break out, but I can't just sit there and watch that selling coming in and not do anything about it. So took some partial out. Let's go. Let's go. We're actually looking really good on AMD now. Free trade for us almost, because if it does pull back to our entry, we might exit early as well. So for now, we've got a very minimal stop on a minimal potential loser on it. If it does come back, take us out. Now, the good thing about AMD is it's still holding. It is still holding as a very relatively strong stock. Why do I say that? Because compared to the market, the SPY is pulling back from 40150s to all the way to 400s almost, right? No, sorry, 450s is pulling back, but AMD says no, nope, I ain't pulling back. I'm gonna stay strong. However, this is where I wanted my partial. Look at that. I could have waited that land. This is always like coulda, shoulda, woulda. Yeah, there we go. 87. Unfortunately, I've already taken my partial. I'm not going to touch it. Although it's like 10 cents away from where I wanted. That's fine. It's fine. Perfect. Great trade for me. And JD, I really want to take long, Adam, with you right about now. I know you're long on it, but let me see if I can 44.02 breaks. I want to see what it does around this VWAP, because once you know, VWAP is a very funny area, guys. Again, it's an area, it's a zone. We want to make sure that it actually stays over that VWAP, and if it does, I don't mind taking longs until some other levels, some bigger levels. As I said, guys, over here, a lot of dip buying came in. So I think investors dip buying this thing because it's cheaper. Yeah, it's probably the case. So let's have a look. Sava is already gone. Sava is done. And I am going to be looking at AMD. Let's go, baby. AMD is the one to watch right now for our trade. It's looking really, really nice. It went all the way to 87.25. If you hadn't taken anything here, close to 87 should have been something out, clearly. I'm going to look for another partial, guys, right now, around 87, over 87.20s. If I can get that, I'll take some more out. 87.13s. 14s. Okay, here we go. Pressure coming in. Tesla is washing. Tesla, right? Tesla. I keep on saying Tesla. Okay, here we go. 87, 17s, 19s. All right, about to take the second partial, guys. Okay, here we go. 23s, 24s. 22s, okay. 24s, 23s, okay. It's hitting the high. 23s. Okay, here we go. 28, 30s. Oh, even better. Okay, here we go. I promise, here we go. 87, 30, 29s. Hold it. 28s. Okay. 28s, guys, I had to take some out. 87, 28s. Again, premature exit, I think. But here's the deal. It's on the daily as well, a little bit extended in my opinion. Also intraday as well, getting a little bit extended before a decent pullback. Now, if it does pull back nicely and gives another add point, I don't mind doing that because I've already taken two partials with an average of 87. So there you go. You see the wash coming in now, 87s, and we've got yeah, decent trade running for us. Almost 80 cents exit for a where was my stop? Right under here. It was 60. Yeah. It's not the best one, but it's still looking good. It's still working though. It's work in progress. This is why you want to wait on JD. This is why you don't want to straight away take the break of the VWAP. Now comes an entry point whereby if it takes this out, guys, this high, we're going to look for longs on this one. As long as it's not taking the 43.50s out. If it starts to drift down, that means it's weak. It's actually not able to stay over VWAP. That's why we want to basically wait for this to take this out and also stay above certain level, which is 43.50. MAXN. All right, I wanted to take this. Why? Because second day continuation for sure. 27.70, huge stop now. I missed it. The entry was over the break of the 27 for sure. Over the break of the 27. I think Oasis, you should understand this. Remember that second day continuation play I just posted. This is your close. This is your level. That's the break has to happen over that. This never happened. And that never happened. Well, that happened, but your entry would have been somewhere there. Now, if you had entered on the second type of entry, which is your pattern break, it would have been 27.60 right there. So it's not too far from the current price, with the stop under these the pattern lows. It has to be the stop under the pattern lows. But original entry, if it was here, then I think it would have been ideal to put it on the low of day. Usually it's the low of day. Oh, my AMD is killing it out there, broskies. Let's go, AMD. I'm done for the day. Let's go. And you always say to yourself, or you could be a hindsight hindsight master, the master of hindsight. You could say, oh, why did you take the partial here? Didn't you know it was strong? Didn't you know the daily? No, it doesn't work like that, right? You are seeing things that has already happened, and your mind is telling you taking partials is stupid here. No, it's not. It could always reject from here. It could always reject from 87s. It could always have a massive bigger pullback in about half an hour or so. Half an hour. So yeah, don't judge me. Make sure you don't judge me. Now it's already reaching up its ATR, recent ATRs. That's why this partial is great, because you want to be taking that just before the ATR hits. And now we might be seeing some sort of a bigger pullback coming in, which I can withstand. I can even put my stop to break even now, but I want to give it fighting chance. I don't have much, to be honest. Even if it takes me out, pulls back big time and takes me out for the remainder of the position, it's still a winner for me. So I've got a free trade running on AMD, and looking good. Now, on AMD, this, I'll show you where my the other trade was. Okay, here we go. So I take AMD trade on the reversal. There was a lot of things behind it, obviously, but that was the beautiful entry. Although, yes, I understand that you should not be taking the break of the VWAP straight away, but it attempted to break before as well. And the volume was coming in. And at that point, the SPY was actually looking really, really good, strong. And this was not doing much. So I was like, okay, well, this is going to start moving. Volume comes in, entered here, and start to take partial. And I left after that. And I said, if this thing closes strong over the VWAP, I'm going to swing this thing. I think on the run towards that 83, I took some more out in my, if I can remember, just before here, I think. Yeah, it might have been here, just before 83. And that was it. I left it running with the VWAP trailing. And this happens. Okay, so now this one, I didn't exit here. Usually, if you know me and if you've been following me, I normally wouldn't exit, especially on my runner, which has a positive trailing stop. I now will put this here, okay, just at the low of the break of the VWAP, when it created a swing low. That's what I did. And later during that day, I think there was an economic news release. I think I got stopped out here on that. I'm pretty sure I got stopped out there. Yeah, there in this area here. So I got stopped out, yes, but still it was a massive trade. It was a really good trade, actually. Even without this partial, over on the second partial as well, I was saying, guys, this is a great trade for me. I'm done for the day, things like that. The unfortunate things about what this was the day I was looking for it to do a green day. So I could have swung it. Unfortunately, it didn't do it. It actually went way below my entry, and I couldn't have held it. And then the next day, it actually stayed very, very strong. So yeah, I didn't manage to catch this because I've been mentioning this as well on the stream. Guys, I want to catch swing on AMD. And I thought that was the day that I could have caught it, but unfortunately it wasn't. It wasn't. But the day, I missed a day that it actually was a swing. I missed a day that was actually a swing, which was the break of 80. That's why I actually took it here, because there was no other opportunity before 80 break. Here was the entry. This day was the entry. As you can see, this green day, let me just zoom in. This green day that broke out 80 properly and stayed green. That was the day that was the swing idea. But it was so choppy that day that I didn't really I wasn't really taking it very seriously. So yeah, That's the update on that. But today we're actually catching some really decent move on AMD. As you can see, guys, we're still flying and still going towards 80. Now 88 is a big number, guys. If it does, by some chance, if it goes to 88, let's say 87 90s, 87 92s, 95s, guess what? Most of the position is going to be out. I'll only have like what, 15% left, or max 20% left, right? So if it does go anywhere near 87 90s, which I hope it does, then I'll probably be done with the trade. Almost. Okay, here we go. Is it gonna go 87 60s? We are seeing some big wash coming in on SPY as well, guys. So although it's completely rejecting SPY's price action, there we go. I might take some, guys, I probably might take some more out in this area. 87, anytime now. About to take the third partial. Let's go. 77, 78s, 78s, 80s. Okay, here we go. 75s. All right, 75s. Okay, 75s. I took the third partial, which means I've got only runner left. And I know this is early, guys. You know, you could have waited for the 88 push, but I can't risk it. I would rather take it on the push. As you can see, every time it pushes, I'll take some out. It's easier for me to get a better price as well. It's my habit, basically. I always like to take something that's pushing, not dropping, or vice versa for the shorts. All right, so nailed it on AMD. It's just like the other day, guys. And I've been noticing this sort of price action on AMD on bigger, larger caps as well when SPY is moving. So even SPY was actually not moving that much today, but AMD, we managed to catch it because daily on AMD, compared to others, is stronger. It's because I wanted to swing it as well. Remember, this was on a really decent move up, and then the pullback, the healthy pullback, already had happened, and then 80 break was the long on it, and yeah, we just carried on with it. There you go. That's your push down now after that 87, 81 highs. We might get a bigger pullback now again. Right, again, guys, I will say this, about 20% left. I will trail my stop with the VWAP, similar to what I did earlier a few days ago on AMD. And if it does close above VWAP, then I don't mind swinging this thing. I don't mind, although daily is a bit like we've got 2-3 days of green days. Still, I will risk that 20% to long, so swing it. To swing it, as long as it closes over the VWAP by the end of the day. All right, guys, I'm going to be off. 2 trades taken, 1 huge winner, 1 very small loser. So that's how my days look like. Hopefully every day is like that. As you know, whoever follows me, it's always a very small loser compared to my winners, which are massive compared to the losers. All right, that's the whole point. Tomorrow, guys, Friday, I don't stream. I might trade on the side. I might call out some swing ideas on the room, on the Discord. Other than that, I won't be online. If I do trade, I'll be more active in the Discord. But back on Monday, by the way. On Monday next week, I'm not gonna, I don't think I can stream next week or the week after for 2 weeks. Why? Because I have guests coming. My mom is coming to visit me. My sister is coming to visit me. So family is coming over for a few weeks. when they're here, I don't think I can stream. Not that I don't want to, but I just want to spend more time with them and stuff like that. And stream requires a lot of like basically quiet times and focus times and stuff like that, obviously. So the next 2 weeks, unfortunately, you might not see me. But if you do, I'll let you know on Discord. But anyways, for those of you who just recently joined, welcome back again. Join the Discord, be involved, be in touch with us, stay in touch, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. All right, guys. Until then, have a lovely weekend. Weekend is nearby anyways. Enjoy yourselves and take it easy. Stay safe. Peace.